All right. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the wild, high-tech world of modern financial scams. We're not just going to look at how they work, but, and this is the important part, why they have become so unbelievably effective.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a number that should, honestly, it should stop you in your tracks, 74 to 89%. That is the percentage of everyday traders who consistently lose money. And look, this isn't some wild guess. It's from a huge study that covered 8 million traders over 27 years. You know the most shocking part? That failure rate, it hasn't budged in nearly 3 decades. So that leads to the big question, right? If the odds are that bad, why are more people than ever rushing in to play this game? The answer is, well, it's the key to understanding this whole predatory system. Because the answer isn't just, simple greed. It's about a really deep seismic shift in our economy that's basically created the perfect hunting ground for a whole new kind of predator. There's a term for it, financial nihilism. It's this widespread feeling, especially for folks under 40, that the whole system is just broken. You know the old advice, work hard, save your money, invest for the long term. Well, that starts to feel like a joke when the cost of everything is rising way faster than your paycheck. And this quote, man, it just nails the feeling. When that traditional path feels impossible, taking a wild shot in the market suddenly doesn't feel so crazy. It feels like the only option left. And that feeling of despair, well, it creates this huge vulnerable population, the perfect targets for what's coming next. So we've set the stage, we understand the hunting ground, now let's zoom in on the real target. And it's not your computer, it's not your bank account, it's that 3-pound chunk of tissue between your ears.
See, this is the part you really got to get. These modern scams, they aren't designed to break your password. They're designed to break your decision-making process. They exploit these predictable, hardwired glitches in our own human operating system.
So, scammers are basically weaponizing 2 core emotions against you. On the one hand, you've got fear. Your brain's ancient alarm system, the amygdala, sees all that red on the screen and triggers the same fight or flight panic as if you just saw a lion. And on the other side, greed. A couple of wins flood your brain with dopamine, making you feel like a genius, like you're invincible, and it completely shuts down the part of your brain that manages risk. And here's how they put it all together in what's called the FOMO cycle, the fear of missing out. It's not just a feeling, it's a predictable 4-step trap. It starts with a trigger, maybe a post on social media. Then comes the emotional hurricane, that gut punch of everyone's getting rich without me. That forces step 3, the impulsive buy, usually at the absolute peak. And it ends, almost always, with step 4, the price crashes and you're left holding the bag. Millions of people get caught in this loop every single day.
So, we've got a desperate population and a brain that's full of bugs just waiting to be exploited. Now, let's add the gasoline to the fire. Artificial intelligence. This is the upgrade that has turned financial scams from a nuisance into a full-blown global crisis.
So this is the new arsenal. And what's really terrifying is how easy this stuff is to get. We're talking about AI that can whip up a perfect deepfake video of a CEO, clone your mom's voice from a 30-second clip, or create an entire army of social media bots to hype up a worthless crypto coin.
And if you think this is some future, far-off threat, nope, this actually happened. In Hong Kong, a finance worker was on a company video call. He saw his colleagues, he heard them, he talked with them, and he transferred $25 million. Turns out, every single person on that call, besides him, was an AI-generated deepfake. Think about that. So let's break this down. See how each piece of tech is custom-built to exploit a specific psychological bug? That deepfake video call? It hijacks our natural tendency to trust authority figures. Those fake early profits they show you? That triggers our need to be consistent with our past decisions. It's all precision engineered to short-circuit your rational brain.
Okay, so they have the weapons. How do they actually run the plays? How do they combine all this stuff to spring the perfect trap? Well, these are sophisticated, long-term operations designed to do maximum damage.
Yeah, we're not talking about your grandpa's email scam here. Operations with slick names like quantum AI use all the latest tech buzzwords and deepfakes to sound legitimate. And then you have something called pig butchering, which is even darker. It's a long con where scammers use AI to help manage fake profiles, spending months, sometimes years, fattening up a victim with trust, friendship, or even romance before the financial slaughter.
And that same massive study of traders? It found something really eerie. 85% of the accounts that failed followed this exact 4-phase spiral to ruin. It's almost like a script. It starts with a little success, which then breeds dangerous overconfidence. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Where a little knowledge makes you feel like an expert. Then, inevitably, comes the huge catastrophic loss, which triggers the final desperate phase of revenge trading to try and win it all back, which, of course, always ends in a complete wipeout.
Okay, that was a lot, I know. It sounds bleak, but now we get to the most important part, how you fight back. Knowing the predator's playbook is half the battle. Now we need to build your defense. This is your counter strategy.
Listen up, because these are the practical, boots-on-the-ground tactics you need to use. Seriously. Have a weird safe phrase or a question only your family would know to beat voice clones. Get an urgent, panicked text from your boss asking for a wire transfer. Hang up and call them back on their real number. It's simple. Any investment that promises guaranteed returns is a scam. Full stop. And before you put $1 anywhere, check if the platform is actually registered with a real regulator.
But beyond all of those tactics, there is one simple rule, one number that acts as the ultimate circuit breaker, a shield against this entire predatory system.
It really comes down to this, the 1% rule. By never, ever risking more than 1% of your capital on any single idea, you make it mathematically impossible to have one of those catastrophic, account-destroying losses. It takes the emotion out of it, it diffuses the power of fear and greed, and it ensures you live to fight another day.
So, I'll leave you with this question. We're in a world where the predators have AI. They have psychology. They have global networks, all designed to take your reason apart, piece by piece. Their weapons are getting better every day. But your ultimate defense? It's not some app or a piece of software. It's a fortress of discipline and skepticism and rational thought that you have to build for yourself, and you have to defend every single day.